Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of your favorite YouTube channel and podcast, Talking Ravens all day, every day, with your host Justin P. This is episode 64. All the links right there. All the links are right there in the description below. Make sure y'all follow and subscribe to the show right there. Also, follow the Facebook pages that me and Shannon have. Those links are right there, also in the description as well. So, without further ado, here's my MVP co-host, Miss Shannon Finch. She got a good show for us today. Go ahead, Shannon.
Can you see me, Justin? Because I can't see you.
Yeah, I can see you. I'm about to try to.
Okay. No, that's fine. I just didn't know if you could see me or not. But we could
Go
start.
ahead.
Okay. So the first topic I have is, what are your thoughts on JK Dobbins and the state of the running backs in the NFL right now?
Running backs. Like I said, they just had a conference yesterday, so those guys are definitely upset about what's going on because it shouldn't be like they getting punished because of the position they play, and that's how it's been. That's how it's been. Being perceived.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I said, if Saquon, I mean, if what's the name, Christian McCaffrey, 16 million, he been banged up. Watch Jacobs or Saquon Barkley. I just don't understand. You know, so those holding a conference and all that, and a Zoom conference, it need to be done because, like I said, they getting treated real bad, falls at their position in their market. So yeah, man,
Mm-hmm.
it's sad. So I'm with them guys, man. Those guys carry the football, catch the football. They got to they bodies in the most harm's ways beside quarterback. So yeah, they need to get their money, man. It's just that plain and simple.
Mm-hmm. My opinion on it is that I kind of feel like it's their fault. And when I say they, I mean the players, because this is something that should have been addressed a while ago. We could all see how the running back position has been devalued over the years. I didn't even realize that their franchise tag hasn't increased since 2015. It's actually decreased in comparison to other positions, and their
Yeah,
franchise tag has increased. I really don't understand why it would decrease. I mean, it's not like the NFL isn't making money. Then I thought about like what you just said. If C-Mac can get this, or Zeke can get that, why can't XYZ? Because there's a lot of guys looking for money right now. I do think that those contracts, unfortunately, I think those contracts made teams a little leery of paying it to a running back, like a big contract like that. Because as you can see, like what happened with Zeke, what happened to C-Mac, he never seemed to stay healthy. Um, the one that was on the Rams that's from Baltimore, what was his name?
Todd
Running
Gurley.
back, I forgot his name. Yes, he's another
You
one.
talking Todd
Received a
Gurley?
big one. Yeah, received a big deal and then was out, injuries, and he really didn't become what they thought. But then I heard Shady McCoy saying, well, if teams don't hold other positions to that, like saying, well, we paid so and so and they got hurt, so we're not going to pay this running back, I mean, this wide receiver or this lineman or this quarterback. They don't do that with other positions. They just only do it to the running backs. That's when I got to come back to it and say, I put this at the feet of the players in general because it should have never got to this point. I literally just asked a question, I think yesterday, like, what would happen if all NFL players stood up for the running backs? When before Lamar got paid, it was a lot of talk about what the quarterback should do. The quarterback should come together. They should boycott until they all get guaranteed contracts. It was all of this talk about what the quarterback should do, as if quarterbacks don't get paid anyway. Like it's never a problem for a quarterback to get paid. With the running backs, it's like they don't exist. And we all know that you need a balanced team. Like you need a run game to be successful. I mean, granted, you can point to Kansas City or any other team that may not have had an elite running back, but for majority of people, you need a legit run game to be respectable. Like for a defense to even respect your offense. You know what I mean? So I think it's unfortunate that the running backs are in this position. I feel like when I heard they had the Zoom call last Saturday, I was like, that's good. I thought they were going to come together and have some sort of meeting of the mind. And then I heard they were just talking about exaggerating injuries, holding hold-ins, and things like that. And I didn't see how that would be a solution for them because in the end, the teams are going to move on. The teams are going to sign guys, and that's life. Life goes on. So sitting out does what exactly? And then you look at like Saquon Barkley, who just signed today. That he kind of went against the grain, in my opinion. Now everybody got to do what they got to do for themselves. They got families. They got to do what they got to do. That 11 million is better for him than the 10 million that was on the franchise tag, I guess. But to me, you didn't really do anything to help the state of the running back market. So then I look at like JK Dobbins, bringing it back to us. I'm concerned
Hmm.
about him and his mental because if he gets hung up on the money and things like that, who knows how he's going to play this year? And if you're thinking about that, you may not be productive, which then will hinder what you could be paid. So all in all, I think it's an unfortunate situation, but I also think that it's a situation that all of the players put themselves in, and of course nobody cares because it's not them. But with the running backs, I just feel like it's unfortunate what's happening to them. And honestly, I don't know or see that it's going to change.
Oh yeah, that's like you said. It's man, they definitely gotta stop treating these kids, treating these players as like they ain't nothing for us. It's like the running back position because they figure they can draft somebody, they can go cheap, and then
Hmm.
they can just replace you with a sixth, seventh round draft pick. And it shouldn't be that way because running backs matter too because you're not going to pass the football every single down. Somebody got to be able to run the football. Somebody, yeah, you
Exactly.
got to be able to check it down to somebody. Like so, yeah, it's crazy because like I said, it was just like 15 years ago. This conversation wouldn't even been had, but like I said, changing of the guard. So
Hmm.
it sucks, but hopefully the NFL, Players Association step in.
Yeah. All right. So the next topic I have is what are your thoughts on Melvin Gordon being signed to a 1 year deal?
Uh, it's insurance policy, I guess. Whatever, if JK want to fully go on out, and hold out or whatever, he wouldn't really have no leg to stand on, honestly. But it's just an insurance policy, same thing they did 2 years ago when we lost him, Gus, Justice Hill, all within a week. They brought in Le'Veon Bell, Latavius Murray, Deontay Freeman. So,
Hmm.
it's just an insurance policy in case something happens. Whether if he don't fully trust his knee or whatever, or it's a contract issue. But yeah, that's all it is. It's a good insurance policy to have because Melvin Gordon has been a center back in this league when he not fumbling the football. So
Hmm.
like I said, and he got him for $3 million, really cheap and some change with incentives. So yeah, it was a good bargain for the most part.
Yeah, I agree. At first I was kind of confused, like why are we doing that? Then, all of this stuff was going on with the running backs as we just talked about in the previous segment. So I was like, it's probably just an insurance policy. And then I thought about how he could assist us. One thing Ted Monken has talked about in his off season is being better in the red zone, which is something we've also talked about as well. And doing research with Melvin about Melvin Gordon, I saw that he's like the 10th or in the top 10 of active players, obviously probably skilled players, but active players with touchdowns. So in that way, he would benefit us because obviously we need to, score more points. The fumbling is a, I'm sorry, the fumbling is a concern for me. And we know how John Harbaugh is about that. You can end up in his doghouse really quickly. So hopefully he can get that together, but I do think that it's an insurance policy. But also, he's here to help us in one of our biggest issues, which was the red zone.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, especially in the 1 and 2 yard line where we need help at. That's what we struggle at the most often.
Hmm. All right. So the
What else you
next
got
topic I have
for us?
is I have do you think that Lamar can surpass Joe Flacco as the Ravens' all-time leading passer? Joe Flacco has 38,245 yards, and Lamar has 12,209 yards. What do you think?
I'm about to do some math real fast. Let's see.
Okay.
Hmm. It all depends. If he can finish out that contract and throw for 4,000 yards, he'll still fall short by like 6,000. But if he
Mm-hmm.
can get a second contract, like a number 5 year contract, and finish with like 15 years, yeah, he
Mm-hmm.
surpass it. So it how much how long he's going to be here after that 5 years up. Throw 5,000 yards a season. That's the only way he'll be able to surpass within the next
Mm-hmm.
5 years. That's a lot to ask.
Yeah.
A lot, even with Mahomes and all of, that's a lot to ask for. So if he can get another extension after that 5 year deal, then he'll probably fall short by a couple thousand yards.
Yeah, I agree. Initially, when I saw that question posed, I was like, yeah, he probably can do it. But then I didn't know what the numbers were, and then I didn't know what Lamar's numbers were. So now knowing the numbers and knowing what it takes to get to that point, I'm going to say, unfortunately, he probably won't surpass Joe Flacco in that case, because I believe that I saw um, Lamar's most yards that he's thrown in a season was his MVP season, and Joe Flacco threw for that or
Mm-hmm.
more. I think it said eight out of his 11 seasons. Only seasons that he didn't do that was his rookie year and the 2 years that he missed time due to injuries. So in that sense, again,
Mm-hmm.
I initially thought like, yeah, Lamar can do it, but now that I know what the numbers are and things like that, I don't think he will. Um, but it'll be fun to see him try to get close. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people feel like Lamar is the best quarterback that we've had, a better quarterback than Joe Flacco. So being able to pass him in particular stats would be awesome. I just don't think that he's going to be able to do it, but it doesn't take away from his greatness.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like I said, two different offenses they played in. Joe, more of a pro drop back, throw the ball. Lamar, having Greg Roman, not that didn't help because we didn't throw the ball as much as we did when we had five. So he'll probably
Mm-hmm.
definitely get close by breaking it. It all depends on if he get another deal after that 5 year deal.
Mm-hmm. All right. So the next question or topic I want to talk about is the local media. Now I know you say you don't follow along too much with the local media and the things that they say, but I do. So I see different things and I hear different things. My question for you is, do you think that the local media is going to turn on or be tough on the Ravens in 2023? But let me explain to you why I'm asking that question first.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the tone change with fans and local media around Lamar during the whole contract dispute. When all of that was going on, a lot of people's tone started changing towards Lamar. Um, and even after things were done, like once the contract was signed, it doesn't seem like those same people have changed their tone towards him. It's kind of like they're waiting. You know how you be like, I'm just going to wait for you to mess up so I can have something to say. I feel like that's like what they're doing with Lamar Jackson. Like, yeah, we're going to see what you're about now since you did all of this to get what you got, right? And then over the weekend, I know you probably know that Odell had his football camp for the kids over the weekend. I think it was Saturday, Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what day it was. And
Yeah.
I saw one of the local media members. He posted an article. I mean, posted a video of Odell being there. And initially, I shared it and didn't read his full caption. So I want to read you his caption, which made me want to ask this question about: do you think they're going to be tough on the Ravens this season? His captions, and this is from Jerry Coleman. He used to be on 105.7. He does a podcast now with Adam Jones, the one that was an Orioles player. He still does a lot of local things currently.
Mm-hmm.
But his caption says, Odell Beckham Jr. before Ravens training camp, holding a youth football camp at Gilman. Hundreds of kids paid or their parents $200 to be a part of it this morning, and OBJ was only an hour late, and he has all of these emojis. So it started off good, which made me want to share it because I was like, okay, he's doing something productive, got the kids out there, boom. And then when I further read his caption, the part about how much the kids paid or their parents paid, and then him being an hour late, he made sure to mention that. I feel like they may be tough on them this year, but what do you think about that?
I mean, they're gonna definitely want to find something to say. Like you say, you give them all Jackson a record breaking contract, so it's like They're gonna be like, oh, he has no excuses now, this, that, and the third. He got weapons, he got defense, blah,
Mhm.
blah. But like I said, things can happen. It's the football season. Like nothing's guaranteed. Like nobody thought the Chiefs were probably going to the Super Bowl after the pieces they lost. We knew they probably had a good shot because they got 1-5 still, but nobody really thought they were going to actually win it because, like I said, they lost a lot. Like it happened. Nobody thought Philly was going to be that good. We knew they would be better, but not that good to go all the way to
Mhm.
Super Bowl. So that happens, man. It's like not teams are not. Hey, go ahead, Baltimore. Go ahead to the AFC Championship game. We just gonna get out your way. It don't work like that. So it's football still got to be played. We're still in a pretty tough division, a pretty tough conference. So we're gonna have to fight and earn everything. So like you said, people just want to have something to complain about because I guess they didn't like how the whole contract negotiation went, and that's the
Mhm.
part of business. It's gonna go like that. Well, I mean, what Lamar was supposed to just take whatever was handed to him and just say, okay, all right, and him not
Mhm.
betting on himself or see the value with himself. No, no player's going to do that.
Mhm.
So people got to stop money that's not theirs. It's just that plain and simple. Like, but far as the media, I don't know. Jason Lockenford, I know he always say some crazy stuff. I think he still got a vendetta with the organization because he don't got access like he used to. Jeff Saturday,
Mhm.
but he's pretty good. So he doesn't really see too much negative stuff. Michael Preston, I mean, you can't even tell if he's a supporter of the Ravens because he always saying something negative. The difference between telling the truth, and being upfront, even at the win, something bad to say. Like I done seen it. Years. I'm like, damn, like he really just wanted like lose stuff like that. Like it was just basically a perfect game.
Mhm.
So Sarah Ellison's good. Ryan Mink and Garrett Downing, they're the best. They one of the best we have. Bobby Tross is pretty good. He's always you know
Fair.
telling it how it is, but he's not over the team. Like bro, like the Ravens just won 66 to nothing. Why are you still trying to find things to complain about? Like it's just little stuff like
He
that.
always been like that.
But far as like ESPN and
Mhm.
FS1, yeah, yeah, I know, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So that's one. At least he can. But FS1 and all that stuff like that, they're gonna say what they're gonna say. When he off game, oh Lord, did they pay him too quick and blah blah blah, and that's just the nature of the beast, unfortunately.
Mhm. Yeah. Overall, I do think that I think that they're going to be tough on them. I do. I don't think that they're going to give them a whole lot. Like how we were talking about it, and we were saying like I said, I expect growing pains with the offense. So with me saying that, let's say Lamar or somebody struggles or they come out dropping balls or running the wrong routes, I'm not going to immediately be like, oh my gosh, I'm giving them a chance to figure it out. But I feel like the calls that are going to call on the callers on the radio, people that are going to be on Twitter, it's going to be a lot of things said that I can see being divisive. But I hope that it doesn't happen that way because again, we're going to have a new offensive coordinator, new players. I even heard Mark Andrews and Zay Flowers talking about the offense again. And Mark Andrews just saying how he feels like a rookie all over again. He's been in the same offense for the past 4 to 5 years. And now he gets to come in and learn something new. And he's excited about that. So I just want to go with the positive vibes. But I definitely think that they're going to be on some, as soon as they mess up, oh, we got them, that type of thing. Like even for Jerry Coleman to say that about Odell, why do we need to know that he was an hour late? You know what I mean? Was he really an hour late, or did he plan to show up at that time? Did his camp still start on time? Were the kids being active? Because if the camp started on time, him being there at whatever time didn't really matter. I don't know how long. Like even when I hear that people are having camps, I don't always expect them to be there. Sometimes they sponsor camps. Sometimes it's other coaches that run them.
Yeah,
So I didn't feel it necessary for Jerry to say that, but it made me think about that. Like, wow, is this going to be a long season? Because Odell has a reputation himself with how people feel about him. But I'm hoping for the best.
yeah, definitely. That's all we can do. People want to be people.
Yeah. So the last topic I have here is about John Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson. I don't know if you got a chance to read that article or see any of those quotes yet. John Harbaugh did an interview with
No, not
the
yet.
Baltimore Sun where he was talking about Lamar Jackson. So let me just tell you what I found interesting about this part of the article, and then you can just give me your thoughts on that, and I can go from there. But the gist of
Okay.
what he was saying was that him and Lamar are both very competitive, and they have kind of the same goals of what they want to reach, which is obviously probably the Super Bowl and winning games and things of that nature. But he said sometimes they talk, sometimes they don't. But it's always an understanding of what they're trying to do. And he was just saying that they're both always willing to do their part to get to the common goal. Now, he said that a pivotal moment in their relationship was that playoff game against the Chargers when Lamar was a rookie. Now, the reason why
Yeah.
I found that interesting is because I've been one who have said, like, I have a debate with someone all the time that says that he doesn't think John Harbaugh and Lamar has a good relationship, and I'm like, well, why do you think that? Like, I've never seen them arguing on the sideline. Like, if it happened, I missed it. I've never seen that. I've never seen John Harbaugh ask Joe Flacco, "Hey, you want to go for it?" Like as much as he asks Lamar, "Do you want to go for it?" I've never seen him do that before. So that lets me know that John Harbaugh trusts Lamar Jackson. But what he said was that was a pivotal moment in their relationship because while everybody, like fans, were calling for Joe Flacco in that moment to come in and win a game, John Harbaugh felt like it was important to stick with Lamar because he wanted Lamar to know that he believed in him. And ever since then, is we know what has occurred, and that was just so interesting to me because I've been saying that in these debates, like I don't know what more John Harbaugh could do for Lamar to be cool with him or think that it's all good, because he could have went back to a Super Bowl winning quarterback in a game in a winnable game in the
Yeah.
playoffs. He could have said, "All right, Lamar, get out, get out, get out. We won't go with Flacco," but he didn't, and he stuck with Lamar. He let Lamar take his lumps, and then has been all in with Lamar since then. And I just thought that was so interesting because that's something that I've been saying as to why I don't think it's an issue. But what do you think about John Harbaugh? Some of those comments in the state of him and Lamar's relationship.
I think they're good. Me personally, like you just listed everything they say. Basically, he made a bold decision to go with a quarterback. That a lot of teams did not like because that's why he fell to the
Hmm.
third. He's like, you know what, man? Hey, I might have to do something. Said like off Joe, like he's been winning a Super Bowl in a quarterback, but it's been a carousel lately. I gotta give us a new spark, a new energy, and it paid off. Uh, His first seven starts, he was 6-1. He should have been 7-0 if and we ain't let Tyreek Hill come across the field on 4th and 10. So and it worked out for him, man. And it worked out for him and the team. Remember, they were going to part ways with him. Him, Lamar coming in,
Hmm.
boom, boom, boom. That kept John around. They was like, okay. Harbaugh got the guts to switch stuff around. They thought John was getting a little
Hmm.
stale and a little too predictable. He made that open up their eyes again. Like, okay, all right, we can keep John around a little bit more. He's not just sitting here getting complacent off his laurels. So yeah, I think they
Hmm.
have a real good relationship. Like you say, he always asking him, "Do you want to go for it?" That shows the ultimate trust.
Trust.
Because, like I said, only other quarterback trust is probably Patrick Mahomes. So yeah, I think
Hmm.
they're more than good for our relationship. Even with the whole thing, Harbaugh probably in the EDC in my ear, like, man, please figure because
Hmm.
he knows, man, like that kid is special, man. That kid is. We can't let him walk up out of here. So please make it work some way somehow. I'm pretty sure behind the scenes, Costa live across the street. I'm sure he was over there every chance he got, talking about it, stuff like that. So yeah, their
Hmm.
relationship is more than fine.
Yeah, and I agree. And I
Yeah, but
also, and
people always
I
want to
felt,
find out.
hmm and because it was because Lamar was on, he was on LeBron's The Shop. I think that's the name of his show, and he was talking about John
The
Harbaugh, and it was
shop, yeah,
all
with him.
great things. And he was saying all
Yeah,
great things
I
about
remember
John
that was him.
Harbaugh, and I was telling them then like they don't have any issues. Like I don't know why people think that it's an issue, but it's not. It's not. So to hear John Harbaugh actually, say that, like, yeah, we might have disagreements, we might not always agree, we might want to do things different, but that's still my guy and I'm his guy and we have a common goal. And I've shown him that I absolutely trust him because it would have been easier for me to just go back to Joe Flacco, you know? But like you said, that year was
Yeah,
was just it was a lot because if that run didn't happen, John Harbaugh would be gone. We would be about 5 or 6 years removed from John Harbaugh at this point. So just like him and Joe Flacco came in together and it was kind of like they grew together and did the thing in one, that's why I put John Harbaugh at a high respect, a high regard as far as coaches, because a lot of coaches can't do that. A lot of coaches can't go from one quarterback to another and still have success. You know what I mean? So that has to be that has to account for something. And I'm glad that he's our head coach.
yeah, and I ain't the biggest hardball guy, you know that, but I gotta give him credit. Like he definitely make moves. He need to be like
Hmm.
firing Cam Cameron, his friend, 12 season when we were in first place, but things wasn't going well. I took a lot of guts to do that because
Hmm.
a lot of people just would have said, "Nah, we're gonna ride it out." I mean, we nine
Right.
and three, 9-2, whatever y'all. So, but he didn't think he listened to Joe. Joe like, man, we ain't gonna bet on the Super Bowl. Like, he took his
Hmm.
quarterback input into heart and made the move. So he's definitely not afraid to make the tough decisions when he need be. The Greg Roman thing, he could have probably made that move a little sooner. But other than that, Harbaugh always, he got guts. I give him that. He got guts. Sometimes too much guts, but
Hmm.
overall, he's not afraid to play aggressive.
Yeah, because he likes his guys. That's one of his quotes. He always say, "I like our
Yeah, man.
guys."
Hey, great show. Great show. Yeah, 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 yeah. Lost, he definitely says that. Yeah, so, all right, everyone.
Mm.
Great show. This Shannon last show before she go on vacation. She'll be back in what, like 2 weeks, like the 10th or the 11th or something like that.
I
If
gotta
I'm,
look at the calendar
when you come
again.
back, I don't want to put bad information over.
Well, I
Okay, I
come
know
back August the
it's something. I
second, but
know
then
it'll
I
be right.
leave August the 10th. So I'm going. Remember, I'm going to Canada right after
Okay,
Hawaii. So
so
I'm gonna
we
be
might
gone for
have.
like almost 3 weeks.
Yeah, yeah. She basically like Dora the Explorer right now. She's taking big trips around the world, well deserved. So we'll probably have her the second week of preseason. I'm gonna say like around the 17th, 15th. So we'll about it, but she'll be back soon.
Hmm.
Everyone, thank you for tuning in. We tried to reach okay, but I think StreamYard probably got a little upper hand because we couldn't really split the screen like we
Hmm.
wanted. I just wanted to give it an experiment. But
Right.
yeah, so Thursday I'll be back to stream y'all because I gotta be able to see my co-host and my guests when I'm talking to them. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, everyone, have an amazing Tuesday. Love you guys. Make sure you trade talk Ravens all day, every day. From your host Justin P and my MVP co-host Miss Shannon Finch. Love you guys, and I'll see y'all guys Thursday when me and Dave will be back on here. He got some good topics lined up, so y'all be good.
Good night. Bye, Justin.
Bye, Shannon.